Cinderella Panto is one of the most popular during the Christmas holidays, and I truly loved the one playing at the Lyric Hammersmith this year. It's hilarious with a very charismatic cast, and it addresses important issues such as the value of our local communities and female empowerment. This is a different Cinderella. I interviewed the two stars in the cast. Take a look. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to People of Theatre. I'm here at the Lyric Hammersmith with two amazing guests. Look at them. I've got Tilly, Labelle, Yango, and Emmanuel Akwafo, who are playing in Cinderella, the amazing Panto, playing now here at the Lyric Hammersmith. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
having us.
Cinderella, epic. But this Cinderella is very, very different, I guess. Tell us a little bit about the show, Tilly.
This Cinderella is about her business. You know, she might be in a circumstance that is not in her favor in terms of her home life, but she's making the best out of her scenario. She's fun. She's lived in. She's a Londoner you'd come across in the street or a pub or on the tube or something like that. I want her to feel like someone you would meet like in the street and have like a good old chat with. She's just fun. She's lived in and she's black.
She's an older Cinderella too. Our Cinderella is 23, so much older than your average Cinderella story. So it's a different take on that adult year of, okay, you finished school, you finished education, what's happening next, which a lot of shows don't really talk about.
How about the stepmother, Emmanuel, that you play? It's such a fun. You're amazing.
My stepmother is, I've pulled a lot of inspiration from the mothers who change their appearance in society, but then at home they're a different nature. And I think being a single parent, trying to do the best for 3 children is difficult, because I feel like she feels like if someone can defend by themselves, let them do it. And the others who can't defend for themselves, really baby them and, you know, nurture them. And I think like the stepmother has a really shift in demeanor when she's like, hold on, I'm doing it wrong. I need to treat them all as equal and nurture them still, even as their older selves.
How does Cinderella see her stepmother in this story? Because it's actually a little bit of a different sort of relationship that we usually see in the traditional story.
I think more than ever, she just wants to feel loved by you, I think. She's such a kind character. Like, despite your nastiness and stuff like that, she may like have her little one-liners here and there, but she's never actually disrespectful. I think that at the end of the day, she just wants to be loved by her. Yeah, she wants to feel a part of whatever's going on, even if they're different and even if they're not necessarily blood and they're bound together by her dad. But I think she wants to feel loved. She wants to feel accepted by her.
And Cinderella does have an impact on her life journey, as in like changing and like being on her side at some point, and transforming hate in love.
We had a kid one day said that was like, oh, my favorite bit is when they hugged each other, or like when they got, and it's like kids see it, like they see the redemption and they see a person who's had people be horrible to her constantly for the last hour and a half be like, you know what, nip it in the bud. If you're sorry, I'll let you have it. And I think it's beautiful that kids can see that, especially also in a like having a black stepmother and a black like there's so much things that come with family that we can all appreciate, but I think especially in black households as well, like leading in forgiveness and always being kind when people are that nasty and things like that is something that we try to find but is way more difficult because of naturally it is, and traumas and things like that. So
and it's quite like a queer character as well. How did you work on that, Emmanuel? Because it's aesthetically and the way the body language.
Do you know what it is? Being a dame is such a traditional thing, and I really looked into what it takes to be a dame, and because it's different from drag, and obviously drag is such a queer thing, and it's interesting. My dame, I really pulled on different aspects from stuff that I've watched growing up that allowed me to be my queer self. So I grew up watching That's So Raven, and That's So Raven was always transformative in playing different characters and how she embodies them. And Martin Lawrence and Jamie Foxx and Big Mama's House, and how these Jim Carrey, like how these men transform themselves in being a woman, because it's difficult, because you don't want to be a caricature of a woman, but you want to bring a uniqueness. And it was just pulling those qualities, like what my mum does, or what they do when they want to come across as bossy or proud or boisterous. So yeah, I'm just living my truth, and I guess that's how I bring my queerness through the character, is living my truth and knowing that I'm not doing anything that doesn't represent what I've seen and what I can mimic.
There's a particular song that I really loved, People Pleaser. Tell us a little bit about that song that you sing.
It is a song that comes like quite quickly in the first act. And I think it's all about Cinderella understanding like she's had a little bit of a cheeky moment, probably something that she shouldn't have done. And she's having this quirk in her personality. And whilst I was going through the song to try figure out what her thought process is, it's like she just wants to please them. She wants to be a part of their, like, they come as like a trio, with E-Man at the head of it. But like she wants to be a part of that and she wants to please them, but yet she's so different and she doesn't ever seem to like bridge that gap. And by the end, she finds strength. I feel like that's the thing that we all do. Like we're all figuring out these certain things that we do that are maybe not as healthy or maybe not as good, but we find strength to be better and still go ahead for the challenge.
And it's a panto. And it's so much fun and hilarious. When was the first time you saw a panto in the past? And what do you remember about it, if anything?
My first panto was Stratford East, and it was Dick Whittington. And I remember watching it going, what the hell is this? And it was like nothing I've seen before. Like it was giving like a children's show, but like when the adult jokes were coming in, I was like, oh my gosh, can they say that? And I remember like the music and the costume. And I just remember being amazed. And I was like, I want to do this one day. One day I want to do this. It was, yes. It was amazing. What about you?
I've actually not watched Panto.
What?
I've not watched one. This is my first time being in one and like kind of experiencing it on the other side as being an actor. I watched like a Christmas show that had like Panto-esque things, but it's not the same. It's not. I've not ever gone to a theatre and watched like a traditional panto. So everything that I've learned about it has been from an actor's point of view, but I think it's been really helpful having people who have done it before, like yourself, like Jodie, because your perspectives have helped me form a Cinderella that the kids can really like be on board with. Because one thing that I've realized from doing these shows is that my character is for them, especially all the little black girls. Like I'm for the kids to have someone to root for and things like that. I think it's beautiful. I think it's also kids like first introduction to theatre. Like people are coming with their parents and stuff. I'm seeing a lot of black families as well that wouldn't normally, like I didn't go and watch a panto when I was young, so the fact that they are being able to come and like watch these things and be introduced to the magic that is being on stage is really important.
And panto is a very British sort of like theatre format. Coming from a European perspective, you know, like panto seems to be quite important to British sort of like way of living the Christmas festivity. How do you see that in British society today? What does this panto mean still today?
Well, funny enough, it all like stemmed, when you really like break it down, like where it came from, it all stemmed down from you know, the puppetry, the Hansel and Gretel puppetry, you know the thing,
and they'd be in the little box,
and then like that type of like slapstick character, then puppetries like grew. Then there was like elements of like Shakespeare involved, and like it's just evolved over the years. And like you have so many different forms of panto. You've got adult pantos, CBBC do a panto. Do you get me? Then there's our pantos where we acknowledge the traditions, we adapt and evolve and add modern music, which a lot of other pantos don't do. We've got original songs. We've got music with adapted lyrics, and we've got moments where the audience can sing along. Like a tradition that we love is Glory Glory Hammersmith. That if you watch a Hammersmith panto, is we do it at every end of the show, and it's like it's something to be like, oh my gosh, cool. Every year I know this is going to happen. So yeah, it's really lovely.
It's like new mixed with the old kind of. It's like bringing in those traditions and like paying homage to like this thing that has been created, but also making it new and like lived in by having like music that, like when we have school shows, the kids love the anti-hero song, they sing it along with me, they're like in the chorus with me and stuff like that.
We've got some 80 ballads, we've got some
Destiny's Child,
Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift.
Do we have Billie?
Do we have Billie?
We definitely don't have Billie.
No, I'm thinking of Dua Lipa. I'm so sorry. Do you know where it was? We had Billie last year. We got Dua. Dua Lipa's up in there in the intro.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Right. You are right. Yes, we do have Dua.
Emmanuel, give us a Cinderella face.
Oh, Cinderella fair.
I do always do.
Chili, it's your turn. Stepmother.
I do. You always do.
Dude, I want to see.
No, it's really. You're looking. Ivan does this thing with his face where it's like this. Like, how do you even? It's like that.
I don't know why I do that. Too.
Why do you do that? That's my stepmother's face. Oh, it's this.
Oh yeah.
It's a suck in.
They want to. Chili and Emmanuel, thank you so very much.
No worries. Thank you for having us and coming down.
Cinderella, the lyric Hammersmith. Thank you.